API and presenting the data. We created these two things. Now we need to implement some functionality here. So what is the basic functionality is, when I select the category, only the category related products must come. That means I need to load only the products that belong to that particular category. We need to load only the products that belong to that category. We need to apply the filters for this, right? So what we need to do now here, this load products is a function which is loading all products. But now this load products function have to change. I will use an URL as a parameter. I will use that URL here. Because load products is not standard. What load products is going to do is, it is going to load the products in different situation, different products. That means one time it will load all products, another time it will load only the products that belong to some category. So URL is changing. It is not the same URL. Okay, so in that case, it is important to pass the URL. At the time of mounting, what load product has to do? It must load all the products. What is all products URL? We will use https fakestoreapi.com/what products. This is going to load all the products. That is fine. That's what previously it is the same concept here. Now, when user selects a category, we need to display only the products belong to that. Then what we have to do? We need to write an event. Event for function handle category change. This handle category change will fire up whenever you are changing the category in drop down. And we have to collect which category they selected, its name. So we will use an event argument. Now this function should fire up whenever we are changing the category in drop down. So this drop down will use an event on change. On change handle category change. So handle category change is going to change the category. Now whenever category is changed, collect the category name. That means we need to collect the category name. We will write a condition. If e dot target dot value, that is nothing but category name. If category name is equal to all, because in the category we added one new option all, then it should load all products. So we will call the function load products. What this function have to do? It should load all products. All products URL is same, http:/fakestoreapi.com/products. It is going to load all products. It is going to load all products. Otherwise, if it is not all, that means they are selecting some category name. That category name related products must load. That means load products must change. Here we will use a dynamic binding expression. I am writing with backtick, https:/fakestoreapi.com/products/category. Category/category name. Category name will come from the dynamic e dot target dot value. That means which category they selected, it will get the category name. That means if they selected all, it will show all products. If they selected a category, that category name related products will be loaded. That means load products is going to load the products all and the products that belong to that category. This is going to work whenever you change the category. So what we are doing here now, in this we are loading the products. I am selecting a category electronics. Only electronic products will come here. I am selecting here jewelry. Only jewelry products will come. That means we are able to filter and display only the products that belong to that particular category. This is a basic implementation we are doing. So here, when I select again all, it is going to display all products. All products list will come here. We want specific category related products, then we click and select that category related products will come. Now that is one point. Now when user clicks add to cart, then this product should be added into cart. So, and important, that product related data we should display here. That means how many items are in the cart I want to show here. We want to display that. Actually, the cart button, this is the cart button. It is having a span, that is the cart. And here we will use this span. The button itself will use the class. Okay. Now in this span, we want to display how many items are in the cart. We want to display the cart items. So what is the basic logic is, when user clicks add to cart, so we need to collect this particular product and we need to store that in a separate array. We will create cart items array, and this array we will show here. That means how many items are there in the cart we can display here. That means this cart items length is 2 items, 1 item, how many items are there, that cart items length we will display here. So we need a separate array now, and that array should contain collection of products. Those products will be added by the user by using this button, add to cart button. So what we need to do now here, we need to implement the logic on add to cart. And first, for that we need another array. So let's create another array. Here we are creating an array. This is cart items. Set cart items. And use state, this is an array. Cart items is an array. It is empty. Currently it doesn't have anything. We will have another one, that is cart count, and a set cart count. Set cart count, use state. Here we will get the value from cart items dot length. Cart items dot length means how many items are there in the cart items array. In the cart items array, how many items are there currently? So 0. It doesn't have any items. That length will be displayed here, and we want to show that count in this button. Here in this span, we want to show that count here. That means we will display cart count. We are adding the cart count. Cart count we are adding, then you can see the cart count, it will display 0. And we will keep this class as badge and BG danger and rounded circle, position absolute, and the button will have a class that is position relative. And you can see it will display that we have 1, 0. That means how many items are there in the cart we are showing here. We are just displaying that here. Now what should happen when user clicks add to cart? So this particular product related data should come. How you will collect the data of this particular product and how do you add into cart items array? That means we need to write a logic on add to cart click. So let's go to the logic, and here we are defining a function handle add to cart click. Okay. This function should fire up when user clicks the button. Where is that button? This is the button. In the cart footer, we have add to cart button. On this button click, we need to call the function. On click, we have to use handle add to cart click. Now into this function, we need to pass the current product ID. That means which product they clicked. That product details we have to collect. How to collect the details of any particular product? In the API, they have a method. The API method have details of specific product. When user clicks add to cart, we have to first collect the ID of that product. How to collect the ID of the product? That means on click, the current product ID, because see, this button is, how many add to cart buttons are there? Only one add to cart button is there. It is repeating for every product. Button is only one. It is repeating for every product. Then how it knows which product you clicked? That means same button is used for every product. Button is only one, but it is repeating. Then how do we know which button they have clicked? So what you can do is when anybody clicked this button, we can send this product ID. How do you send a product ID? How do we send the product ID? To send the product ID, we have to send product ID. There are so many techniques of sending custom arguments. We learned default arguments, custom arguments. How to send custom arguments? We will put a function and this function return this function. We have to pass the custom argument. What is the custom argument? The product related. What is it? ID. We are passing the product ID. So we will collect that product ID here. That means we are collecting the product ID in this function. That means it is collecting the ID. We will test whether the ID is returned correctly or not. I will alert the ID so that I can check is that ID properly coming. So when user clicks add to cart of any product, that product related ID will come. That means we are passing that product related ID. The one, suppose I selected here jewelry. Only jewelry products will come. And this button ID is 5. That means we are able to collect that particular product ID. Now what we have to do? We have to fetch the product details from API that belongs to that particular ID. That means here we need to use axios.get. What is the URL? https://fakestoreapi.com/products/the product ID. Product ID dynamically it is coming from ID. That means in their API, they already have a method to fetch only particular product details based on ID. That method we are using. Then, what it is going to do? Get the response. This response is a product. That product we will add into cart items. Cart items is an array. Into an array, how to add any new item? We have to push. We have push, we have unshift, you have splice. These are array methods. Push, which one? Response dot data. That means you push the response data. Response data is only one product. And you can put an alert. So what is the alert? Alert is nothing but what we will do. We will keep the alert. So alert we will update here. What is that alert? So the response dot data, which is product, the product related details. That means title. We are accessing the title of that particular product, and we will put a message slash n added to cart. That message we will give. That means that product name added to cart. It should display that message. That means what should happen here? I am selecting here jewelry. I click on this product add to cart. Then it should say it is added to cart. When it is added to cart, this must be updated. How? That means you need to update the count and load it again. That means we need to update. How we can update the count? Here I am directly using the cart items length. So how do we get that? Suppose I am using a function and get cart count. That is a function. What this function is going to do? This function is going to set cart count. What it is? Cart items dot what? Length. Okay. Initially at the time of mounting, mounting means use effect. Na? At the time of mounting, I am using get cart count. It will get the count and update. And after that, after you added an item, I will use get cart count. I will use get cart count. Get cart count means the function will be called again, which will update the cart count. So here I am selecting jewelry. I added this add to cart, then OK, then count is updated. So we are simply creating a function which will update the count every time when you add, when you remove, every time it need to be updated. So I am selecting some men's clothing. I click add to cart, men's cotton jacket added to cart. Okay, now it is 2. Now what should happen is when I click on that button, it should open and show those items. So what items are there in the cart? It should display those items. So how you want to show that depends on your requirement. So for example, on that button click, I want to create a pop-up. Then, so this is the button. Huh? This is the button. Now below this, I am creating a div. I will create a class model and a fade. This is an ID. ID is cart. Okay. And here we are using a div. This class is model dialog. Model is a bootstrap pop-up, right? And we have another div. This is model content. In this, we have 3 sections. So we have a class model header. In the model header, we will keep a heading your cart items. And here we will keep another div. So this is model body. In the model body, I am creating a table. In this table, I am just adding the class table, table hover. And in this table, we have T head and TR and TH. I want the product title I want the product price, and I want the product preview. Preview, title, price. Title, price, preview, these three details we want. That means in the body. In the body, we need to table body, we need to load that in the rows. Where are those? They are present in a separate ID array called cart items. Cart items is a new array that contains the list of items that you added. Those items which you added should be displayed as cart items. Cart items dot map. You have to read every item. For every item, we need to create a row. In this row, we will put the key. Key is item. Item is a product ID. And in this, we need three cells. First cell should display item dot title. Second cell should display picture. Then I will use an img, and the source is item dot image. Source is item dot image. So width and height I will give just 50. Small width height I given as 50. We are adding this. And last cell I need to display item dot price. Okay, these are the details we want to display. And to close this model, we can just use the header. In the header, we will keep a button, class btn close, and data bs dismiss. Dismiss is equal to model. Okay. And when this model should open, when you click this cart button, that means when the cart button is clicked, I should open that model. So we have to use data bs toggle. Toggle is model, and data bs target. Data bs target. Target is what? Hash cart, the ID of that particular model. That means initially you see currently I will refresh this, empty is there. Then I am selecting jewelry. I am adding to cart. It is added. Okay. Now you can see you have one item in the cart. I think this color is this I will keep class as text primary. Okay. Then you see on this click, it will get that and display. Now I am adding one more item here. Suppose women's clothing, some item is added into cart. It is added. Then okay. Now two items are in the cart. It is going to display. So that depends on how you design, where you want to present. Later, we can make it more better. Currently, we are using the concept of bootstrap. You have React bootstrap. You also have the concept of React components. React components means you call as MUI. MUI is React Material UI, which is same like Bootstrap, but it is specially designed for React. But we are still not ready for learning them. Why? Because to learn them, you need to learn some more topics. Then you can understand how to use those components. I will show how to use those components. Initially, this is the basic approach. Here, lot of functionalities are there. I will, this example I will give to you, but I will give you some tasks in this example. You have to try them. That means I will give this, some more additions I will tell you, you have to try. What you need to try. So here, what are additional things you have to try? I will copy this. If you are unable to try, I will tell you in the class, but first you need to give a try, right? This is Fakestore API fakestore.jsx. This is the code. Now, in this, what is your work to do? That means I am giving here. So here your task. What is your task? That means this you have to do. what is the task is, so in this, what you need to do is, when user clicks, when user views the cart items, I want here the total. That means whatever the items added into the cart items array, their price total must be calculated and it should display here. This tells how much you know about array manipulation. That means in JavaScript, how much you know about array manipulation, that will tell. That means what you need to do. What is the first work you have to do? So first task is display total amount of items added to cart. So total amount of items added to cart. That is one thing you have to do. So what is my point here is, in this model actually, this is the model. I will have a table footer, table row, table head, th. In this, I give call span. That means column span. How many? One, two, three. Three columns span. And here I am giving as two column span total, right? And total amount we need to define. Total amount. And here we need that amount. Currently, ampersand NBSP semicolon. That's a blank space. That means when user clicks on this, it should get the total amount and display below. That means here I need to display the total amount, how much they need to pay depending on these items. If you add one more item, that will be updated, right? Depending on that, it will be updated. This you need to achieve. That is one concept. Another concept is, so that means what is another thing you need to try? Another option you need to try, add delete button for every product in cart items, in cart items list. So which deletes the product from list and updates count and total, etc. All these things it will update. This is another thing you have to do. These are all general basic. You need to achieve this. So what is another point I am asking here is, you already know this is all to test your array techniques. That means how much JavaScript array you know, handling arrays you know, what functions you learnt about arrays. This will test all your array skills, right? So what is the point here? What is the concept is, in this table, I will keep here. So suppose action or is not required directly last cell here. I am adding a cell. Then it will be call span will be 3. Okay. One more cell I added. This cell will have a button. And this button will have class BI trash and BTN and BTN danger. That is the button. Now what is my requirement here is, whenever you click on this, the delete button should delete this. It should delete that particular item from the list. That means it should remove that particular item from the list. So that means when user clicks the delete button, it should know which product ID. It should get that index number. And in an array, how to remove an item at specific index. In an array, how to remove any item at specific index by using splice. You have to use array splice method to remove that item and update this. This is another work you have to do. This is all you need to try, right? So I will help you. If you are unable to do, finally I will help you. But these are very important for yourself to try all these such concepts. Okay. Now another one. And remember, when I delete, obviously total will be updated. Total will be updated. Count will be updated. In my list, the count also will be updated. It is 1, it is 0. How many items are there? It should update. One more option is there. One more option is what you have to do is another concept is add a search bar to search the products based on category. Based on category. That means not names, based on category. For names, we will use some more logics we will learn. So add a search bar to search products based on category. That means we need to display the products based on category. Based on the category, we want to display the products. That means here you see category. So that means what we need here is in the header. Where is this header? Yeah. In this header, in the navigation and div, okay, I will add another div. Then I need to make little bit smaller. So font size, let's say 6. Okay. That means more smaller font size we are keeping them. And I need a search bar here. So here or anywhere you can add. I'm keeping another div, and we will keep another div. This is input group, and we have input type is text, and we have placeholder. So search by category, and we have a button and class btn search. Btn warning and bi search. Okay, this is the input group. So we have a search bar at the top. I will give this as class form control. Form control. That is another option we are designing. This is a search bar. Now what we want here is you can add there or you can add somewhere in the left panel, right? That means I'm adding here, I will search category. Category is like jewelry. And I click on search button. Only that category related products should come. It's a simple process. What do you say? Simple for me or you? It's easy to collect the data and do. See, these are all you need to try. First attempt yours. So my responsibility to guide, right? Because see, generally, when you are learning at generally corporate level training, high level corporate level training, these days we are not having. Before COVID, we used to have. Before COVID, we used to have weekend batches. Weekend batches. Weekend batches means in 2 days, React.js finish. Saturday, Sunday. React.js 2 days. Angular 2 days. 2 days finish. That means people from Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, they fly here and come and stay in Hyderabad for 2 days. They join our batches, they fly here, come here, stay for 2 days. They finish that React and they go back. They are all at the level of leads, project leads, team leads. So means minimum 5-10 years experienced people. And for them, 2 hours, 2 days is enough for React because they don't. Because see, an experienced person means if anybody says I am experienced, that means the point is he must able to explore the technology by himself. Nobody need to train him the technology. That is the basic. That means a experienced developer should able to explore a technology by himself. That is the basic thing. What they can do is they don't want to waste time in exploring everything by themselves. Then what they do, they join a course and they get some guidance. But really, an experienced person will not join any course. He will learn by himself. That's what all the years of experience teaches him how to explore a technology, how to learn a technology. For example, some React 19 version, in Amirpet, suppose tomorrow one new version of a new software is released. Right, tonight a new version released. Tomorrow morning, every institute will have a banner. We will teach. That means now imagine the trainer has to update himself overnight with the new concepts and has to train you. You are very genius, you explore internet, you know everything, and the trainer cannot misguide you. That means you are also simultaneously watching YouTube channels, websites, but the person learns, the trainer learns the technology by himself. He explores it, he knows about it, and he trains you. That means who trains the trainers? The trainer has to explore themselves every technology. That means an experienced person have to able to explore the technology. And do you know what these people do when they come here to learn? Even Java, .NET like courses, we have 3 weekends, 4 weekends batches. Every weekend they come, they learn and go. Like 3 weekends, 4 weekends, .NET finish. 4 weekends, Java finish. So why? Because people don't learn these courses in Bangalore and Delhi. They come into Hyderabad to learn. Because this is the only place where they can get complete information in detail with lesser cost. In other places, you have to invest a lot of money to learn the same, and you will not get everything what you learn here. Right? So the point is, what those people ask us is, they say that, sir, we don't want all this. What is on click, what is on blur, what is on change, and all this. We want to know the architecture of this technology. Please explain the architecture and the main components, how they flow, how they work, what they are. We need to just explain the complete infrastructure, architecture of the technology. That's enough. What they will do, they will go back and they will explore everything by themselves. That means actually at corporate level, what happens is, suppose tomorrow I have to teach a topic. First, we will ask them, you prepare about the topic and come. Now we will first ask you what you know by yourself, what you learned about the concept, tell. Then we will correct you. That means we will tell you that, okay, this is not the actual way, this is the way. Now, so many times people who join these courses, so their mentality will be like, if I ask tomorrow, I will teach you a topic, you prepare and come. Then they will ask, like, then why you are here if I have to learn everything by myself? Such mindset people can never survive in software companies. Never. They can never survive in software companies. Never 100%. That means if you cannot explore anything by yourself, then you are not a developer. You can't survive. It's very difficult, right? Maximum 2-3 months you will work. After that, you will run away. That means it looks very interesting, but real fact is in software companies, you can't survive. You have to struggle a lot if you don't have the ability to explore yourself. That's the reason I'm giving these tasks, because first you try, then I will guide you so that you will get a idea that how much you have the conceptual idea. How much you can do, first I will know. Then based on that, I will guide you in this. So that is the best way of learning, right? So you try this. So this is a simple point. First, I'll tell you a small help here. Some tips I will give you. Based on that, you try to implement. How to collect the category name from search box. First, what we have to do, get the category name. Na? That means what we need to do here, we have to say constant search string. Search string, okay? Set search string, okay, is equal to what? Use state. It is an empty string. Okay. What should happen when user is typing? We have to collect it. That means we have to use a function handle search change. Am I right? E set search string e dot target dot value, and whatever capitalizations anything they type, then what we will do, we will convert to lowercase. We will convert to lowercase whatever capitalization they give, uppercase, because actually in the list the category names are in lowercase. That means now that search string we have to use. That means we have to use the search string. That means what we have to do, this is converting, first converting and collecting the value. After that, we need another function. What is it? Handle search click. Handle search click. On search click, what we have to do? Load products. Load products. What products you need to load? You need to load the products. Here the products that belongs to https colon double slash fakestore api.com slash what? Products slash the product name. The product slash category slash category name. Category name is search string. Category name is the search string. That means now what we need to do first on this on change, we have to collect the category name handle search change, and on this button click, what we have to do? On click handle search click. We need to implement that. We need to implement. And you see now here we are having this. Now I am searching by category. I am saying some two lowercase. What is it? Lowercase. Yeah. Okay. So I am typing jewelry. I am typing and click on search. Then it should get those and display. That means I am searching here for what? Electronics, and click on search. Then it should get that and display. That means in general, when you go to practical level interviews as a fresher in React JS and all, even for experienced people these days, what they do, they will give a screenshot. They will give API URLs. They will say that by using this data, design this and send us. They will give 2-3 days time also. That means they are very much confident that even you take help from somebody, you can't do it easily. That means they give you screenshots. They will ask you to design them from their APIs. and you have to get the design with functionality. And people actually sometimes as a React developer, but the project is not still ready. Then do you know what company people will do? They will not live like that. They will give you some tasks. That means before you are assigned to project, they will give you every day, they give you tasks. They will say that even you are experienced, they will give you the task. They will say that do this and send us. That means with those tasks, your project manager will get a clarity you are capable of or not. That means even after selection, before you go into the project, you can be triggered out. That means you are selected. 2 months you got, generally in software companies, usually what happens is some projects, what happens, you are selected. After selection, what happens is you will not meet the project manager. It may be sometimes even 1-2 months also. 2-3 months, you will not meet the project manager. That means you are not assigned into any project. You will be getting salary every month. That means after 2-3 months, so whenever project manager is free, he will call and you have to talk to him. He will again interview you. And after that, he will decide into which project he can keep you. That means he will decide your responsibilities. In which project, which role can be given to you. He will decide. And if at that time, if the manager is not satisfied with your skill sets, he can send you back. That means you are not guaranteed in the job until or unless you are assigned to a project by the project manager. That means during this period, what they do, they will tell that give him some tasks on React every day. Every day you have to do those tasks and give to him. And based on the complete that month and 2 months of review, whether you are capable of doing or not, based on that they will decide whether to continue you or not. That's what happening these days in companies. Immediately project is there, you are lucky. If it is taking time to push you into the project, then you are in trouble. If immediately in the project, then it is lucky. That means you struggle there. You go into the project, start working on that struggle. If they are taking time to put you in the project, then you are in trouble. That means you have to, every day you have to do some task and submit. And these kind of tasks, because regularly people who are learned already React, selected in companies, they come to us and ask, like, sir, today this task is given to us, we have to submit. I will not do your task, you have to do. Don't come to me, right? Because if I have to do the task, then there is no use for you. That means even I help you, that's waste of time. Why? Because so if I help you later, who will help you, right? So I will never take the task at all. That means people come and ask, sir, tomorrow I have to submit, tell me how to do. I will not tell, you have to do. I will not tell, I will just give you some guidance. I will not give anything about it, you have to do, otherwise no use. That's the point. So React people specially have to face this in interviews for jobs. React Angular people specially. So these days, these are very common in interview process. Huh? So you should be aware of this. I hope you got an idea. Now, uh, I already implemented this. Now you do one more thing here. What you do is you try to based on category and title. That means so word matches with the product title. Word matches with the product title. That means word not just exactly matches, we can say that word found in the product title, found in the product title, word found in the product title. This you try. Word found in the product title. That means suppose I am searching here as a hard drive. That means When I type hard drive and click on that word, the hard drive should come. That means what you have to do is you have to search for these words in this title. How you can search for a word in a string? And how do you know whether that word is present or not? These are all JavaScript only, na? In a string, how you will search for any word available or not. That word is there or not. In a string, how you will find whether that particular word is present or not. So you can use index of it returns -1. What does it means? It is not found. So index of is greater than 1, greater than 0. That means it is there. Equal to 0, greater than 0, that means the word is there. If word is there, then display those products. That is one logic you need to implement. I given category wise, you try title wise. Title wise. Another option is here. So another implementation is you need to add a track bar to filter the products based on price. So add a track bar to filter the products based on price. Another one, add a track bar to filter the products based on rating. Based on rating. That means you need to add the products based on rating. Based on rating. Based on rating means track bar means slider. You need to put a slider. That means based on rating means you need to define a slider. That means how do you do? So let's take here in this which one, in this area, na? Light in this nav bar, I will keep a div margin bottom 3. Okay. I created another div here. I am using class margin y2. Okay. Here we are adding label rating. And here we have input type is range. So what is the range? So range I am giving here min is equal to, it is a number. Min is a number that is like 1. So max is a number that is 5. Right? And usually this range is having some 1 to 5. So span, so class bi star fill text success. That means that is rating. We need to display the rating here. We need to display the rating. That means this is the slider we want. And I think this space is very less. So we will use width. Okay, this is the slider we are having 1 to 5 star rating. This rating I will keep as label. This I will keep in a div. That's better. This will be displayed in this way, right? And we need to adjust the width. So I can just put style. So width is some 100 pixel. Then the width is adjusted like this. Now what we need to do is here. So the value is initially 1. Usually the value is 1. Then I must able to move this. Change. Right? Already we designed EMI calculator like on change. On change, what should happen? It should get all the products less than 3, less than 4, less than 5. We need to get off them. That means here the value actually changes dynamically. As of now, I will leave it. That value will change dynamically. That means when I move this, it should get all the products less than 4. It should get all the products less than 5. Or actually you give 4.5 something. That means now when I move, it should get all the products which are 4. 4 less than 4 rating. So how you can do that? That means actually how you get all the products and display the products belonging to rating which is uh, less than 5, less than 4.5 something. How to do that? For that, first you need to understand how to get the products which are less than 5. How you will do? Generally, load products actually, it is loading all the products. We need to load the products that matches our condition. Matches our condition. Actually, all products it is loading. We need to load that matches our condition. That means you know already how to get the products whose rate is means rating is less than 4.5 or greater than 4.5. Then you know usually what we do, we get the response dot data, and on the response data what we need to do, we need to apply a filter. You know, array have a filter method. What is the filter? We need to get the item and return the item whose rating dot rate is greater than 4.5. You know that what it is going to do, it is going to return all the products that matches the given condition. And this 4.5 comes from track bar. It will come from track bar. From track bar you have to collect and you have to display only those. Only those. These kind of filters are common. You see, when you open the website like Flipkart. This is Flipkart, and you selected some products, mobiles, and you see when you choose these mobiles category, mobiles, yeah, I choose these mobiles category. You see left side, all the filters are there. That means for price they are having this slider, right? And for rating they have check boxes. You can try this also if you want. That means if I select the checkbox, if I select the checkbox 4-star above, it will get all the products 4-star above. 3-star, then it will get the products 3-star. How do you implement? That means here I will add this, for example. That means I am not adding this one. This is rating. I will use a div. I will use a checkbox. Input type is equal to checkbox. And what is it? So we are giving a span, and this is 4. So and span class bi star fill, and this is 4-star above. I am giving like this. So this is an just a div again, and another div again. This is like 3-star above. 3-star above. That means I need to display that. How? So how to get the products only 4-star above? So what we need to do, these are checkboxes. Huh? So that means here I am writing a function. I am writing a function handle rating change. rating change is a function. So how do you get the value? That means which one they selected. That means usually checkboxes have a value. That means this checkbox is having a value. Checkbox is having a value. Value is what? 4. This checkbox is also having a value. This value is how much? 3. That means what we have to do? On change. We have to write on change. What is it? Handle rating change. On rating change. On rating change. So here also same. What is it? On change. Handle rating change. On rating change, what we need to do here, we need to collect the value E. That means we need to collect the value. So how do we collect the value? That means I will just use a simple condition here. The condition is first how to get all the products. Actually, in their API, if they have a API method filtering based on rating, that's very good. If they don't have, then what we have to do? Axios dot get all the products. All the products is https fakestore api.com slash what? Products. All products. Then what we do then? So we have a response and what we need to do. So we need to use. So this filtered data we need to display. This filtered data we need to display. Where to display the filtered data? Actually, we have a lot of modifications to do. That means we will put a constant. Actually, products is there now already. Okay, we'll do one more work here. So what we are going to do is we need to filter the products. So set products. Set products is an array, right? Which will get all the products related information and display that. So actually this set products earlier we are using for collecting all the products and loading the products. Loading all the products. Now into the set products, what we will do? We have to get only the products that belong to that particular rating. That means what we have to do? Response dot data dot what? Filter. Filter every product and return. What we have to return? Product dot rating dot rate is greater than how much? 4. Not 4. What is it? Greater than E dot target dot what? Value. It will get that. That means it will get the products that belong to that particular category. All the products it is going to do. That means it is going to load the products that belong to that category. These products we need to load. These products we need to display. Where to display? That means load products is loading now. Load products is loading. Set products. After set products, what we have to do? What? Load products. Actually, load products should load all the products related data, right? So here I will just put a console log. What is it? Products. Console log to display the products. Now you see here, I am refreshing. Let's go to the log. In the console log, what we need here, I am selecting this 4. Then it will get the all products it is getting. That means it contains the products, all products it is displaying. Why? Let's check here. Actually, this is loading all the products. Set products and products. This is loading which one? all the products. I mean, somewhere we loaded all products. Where? That means actually this is response data. We'll keep in a separate reference. This is filtered products. Filtered products I will keep in a separate reference, and console.log filtered products. Okay, let's check all the filtered products. It should get that. It's working fine. That means now what we are doing, we are collecting all the products whose rating, that means you can see all these products. All these products is rating is above 4. That means all the products rating is above 4. 4. That means it is selecting the products which is above 4. That means I select on this, it will get those products and display. Now what we need to do, load only those products and show here. Am I right? You have to load only those products in the interface and display. So now one part I showed you, the second part you try. That means you have to just display those products, right? You need to display those products. That is based on filter, right? So these kind of functionalities you need to implement in this example. I will just copy what I added new things. That means you can add track bar or checkboxes like Flipkart. This help you take from the Flipkart. You can see the design. You will get the idea, and you must able to create all this part. Create all this part. Tomorrow I will share one lab group, Google Classroom lab group. You can join into the lab group and you can submit your tasks. Whatever tasks I give in class, you can try and you can submit there so that I can check. Okay. So tomorrow I will share that class group. But this is basic work you have to do. I hope you can try, right? And now I will show you yesterday's what I asked you to try. What is it? Hook form. Hook form. Then we can go into another concept, right? So what is hook form? So what is the concept of hook form? I asked you to try. That means how much you have done, I don't know, but let me show you this concept. So this is React hook form. This is another third party library I asked you to try. Actually, for that, what you need to do, first you need to install React hook form. So I hope you got that installation link from that website, npm install React hook form. You have to install the React hook form library. That is the first thing. And what you found there is actually hook form library provides lot of hooks. They have several hooks for different purpose. That means it is very specialized with hooks. That's the reason this library is not suitable for React people who are using components with classes, because classes will not allow hooks. Only functions will allow hooks. So this library is not completely suitable for the people who are using React components with classes. This is only for the people who are using React components using functions. Okay. So what is this React hook form is actually it provides use form hook to configure a form with validations. So it provides use form hook to configure a form with validations. it is going to provide this. So I will show here a simple one. So how to configure that I will show you. So let's install npm install react hook form and save. We are installing the hook form. Okay. After that, okay, we will create a new component, hook form demo, and hook form demo.jsx function hook form demo. Okay. So this is just a simple form, just a simple basic form I will create. And here we are giving heading. This is like register and data list, data terms, some username, and data definition. Input type is text. Okay. And actually, this is present in a form. It is present in a form. It's a general HTML form. What is the speciality of a hook form is these people say that you don't need to depend on any other services. You can just use HTML services as it is. In HTML, what validations you have, in HTML, what services they have, you can use them as it is. That is the concept. Okay. Now here it is name, another is some age. So I just defined like this. You try others also. This is the option. Okay. Now, how to configure a form? We have to configure a constant. So we need to use form. Use form is a hook form. Use form is a hook form. And actually, this hook form, use form, have three basic parameters. First parameter is form name. Suppose register is the form name. Second parameter is action to perform on submit. That means it have handle submit. And it have form state. Form state is a object which contains errors. That means all the errors you can collect by using form state. That means hook form comprises of use form hook. This hook has three basic details. The register. Register refers to form. Handle submit indicates the action to perform on submit. And this is to collect the errors that are reported by the hook form, right? So this is basic configuration. That means how to configure. So syntactically like this: constant, form name, handle submit, and form state. This form state is for errors. So use form. Use form is the hook. So it provides hook to configure a form. So we can configure that like this. Now we need to define the submit functionality. We need to write a submit functionality. Actually, what we have to do is, so we have a constant submit is equal to, so what it is going to do, it is going to collect the values, and what it is going to return here is, it is going to submit the values, console.log values. That is the submit. What submit? Submit is a function. This function will collect the values coming from the form and it will submit those values. And this submit must be used by form. That means we need to attach that submit to the form. How do we do that? On submit, we have to call handle submit. This handle submit is expecting on valid what is the functionality to execute. On valid, that means if form is valid, it should execute the submit function. That means what handle submit will do, it will perform the submit functionality. It will verify whether the form is valid. If form is valid, then executes this function. And what that function will do, collect the values from the form and it will submit those values. And to collect the values, so this is the point. So what you need to do, you need to configure submit function to submit form data. You can say form values. So constant submit is equal to values and we need to submit those values. Console.log some values. And form element must execute submit function. Form element must execute the submit function. Form element must execute submit function. So form on submit, it uses handle submit and it will call the submit function. That's how it will manage. I hope this all you have seen in the references. So this is on submit. Then how you will manage every field related data collection, how to collect the data from every field, how we will handle what these people do, this third party, what it will do. So we have every element needs a name. This is what name and this is what age. We have fields. Now we have to bind. The two-way binding is binded by using dynamic spread operator. I told you all functionalities can be handled with one spread operator in formic. Same like here, dot, dot, dot. What is the form name? Register. Register form for which field it should work? Field name. Field name is what? Name. And what are the validations for it? That means you need to set up the validations. We need to define the validation. That means this name should use what validations. That means we need to define the validations. What are the options for this? One we say required. Required. So required is a boolean. You can set it true or false. Required. Another one we have like min length. Min length is a number. Number is what? 4. Right. We can just add the properties. We can configure. Just suppose I given required. That means this is required. And you can see required, it is string. It is a boolean, right? That means boolean means you need to set it as true or false. Now, like this, suppose we have another option. What is it? This should be same. Dot, dot, dot. What is it? Register. This is for which one? Age. And what are the options? Option is what? Required. And we are having min. Min is how much? Some 15. So max is how much? Some 30. That means we need to write the validations. What is the claim of these people is, these people claim is, you don't need any separate validation services like yup. You can directly use HTML validation attributes. You have HTML validation attributes now, min length, max length, required email, URL, pattern. You can use the HTML attributes direct. Now, not only that, now we need to bind like this. That means what is that? So bind the validation rules with element, with form element. Bind the validation rules with form element. How do you do that? So input type is some text. We need to use dot dot. So register, this is the field name, and we need validations. We need to define the validations. That's how we need to configure. So here, displaying validations also have a different scenario actually. Displaying validations also have a different scenario. That means now how do we show the validation messages? That means displaying the validation messages. Actually, how these people display validation message, button type is submit, and we have a submit. So I will make this hook form demo in the startup. So hook form demo. Okay. Now we need to display the validations here. We need to display the validations here. It is getting a focus. Focus coming means validations are working. But the validation message should display. How do we display the validation message? Below this hook form, below this we have a data definition. This is what text danger. To display validation, we need a expression. How to write the expression? So we have, that is a ternary operator. How to cut the expression? Errors. Which field name? Field name. Field name is what? Name. That means actually here we need to write a binding. That means in the binding, errors. So errors, oh, that is errors. Errors dot field name. Field name is what? Name. Question mark dot type. Question mark is, it may be nullable types. Later in TypeScript, I will tell you, we will discuss about nullable types in TypeScript. So this is a nullable type. That means if there is no validation, then it is null. If there is validation, then the validation error. So if the type is what? If the type is required, that means if the type is required, then what should happen? If validation type is required, then display a span. In that span, put a message. What is it? Name required. Otherwise, put another span with empty. Don't show anything. That means an empty span. Right? We can put directly message. I am just keeping a span. Right? This is the option. Similarly, you have to write multiple conditions. Multiple conditions. What is another condition to satisfy? So we need to use, this is one condition. We have to use end double ampersand. What is another condition? If errors dot what? Name question mark dot, what is it? Type is equal to what? Min length. If type is min length, error type is min length, then question mark. What is the span? To display as name to short. That is the message to display. Otherwise, colon, put a simple message. We can have multiple conditions like this. We need to define the multiple conditions like this. That means that is the option here now. That means when I click on submit, it will get that. I am typing something, that means it says name too short. So some name you are using, then it is okay. And remove, then it is short. This is required. They have the validations completely by using this technique. It is complete different from forming. And every third party is not like that. Every third party is different. So this is one concept. Same you have to write for all of them. This is one example. So one last one is display errors. So how to display the errors? We need to define errors dot field name question mark dot type is equal to so required or something like this, and question, this is the so, and colon another message. That's just the logic I'm writing. If there are multiple errors, all the errors must be binded with logical end. We need to define that. This is the example of um, hook form demo.jsx. I hope you all people, if anyone tried this, I hope you have tried in the same way. Because that is the basic concept they give about hook form. I just given an idea about another third party to deal with the forms. Right. Now, once you know this, now in the next, after knowing all this, that means now you are perfect with event binding. Means how to handle different types of events and working with the forms. Now we will go into another very major concept, that is React hooks. We have to know about React hooks. That we'll see in next session. Tomorrow we will do that. This is one major concept of already some hooks we learned. That means use state, use effects we learned, but there are so many important hooks to understand. Use reference also we learned, right? So 3 hooks already we used. Some more we will see now. What are the hooks, how they work and all. Tomorrow we'll continue. Okay.